it's me, Sonia. I know you all have heard me say how much I love my Instapot. So today, guess what? We are gonna do a recipe, healthy recipe. We're gonna do some stuffed green peppers in what? The Instapot. So these are the ingredients you need. You're not gonna need a lot of things. It's probably stuff you already have at home, but come on, let's take a trip and do a couple of recipes. Okay, we're gonna start out with peppers. I like to get my peppers from Costco or Sam's. You get quite a bit of them. They're only about $5 or $6, but you're getting pretty large ones. I like the sweet peppers, but you can do the same thing with green peppers. Okay, first off, I'm gonna show you how to cut the peppers. Now, there are different ways that you can cut them. I'm gonna show you my preference and then the other two. So, pretty large pepper. The first thing is to just take the top of it off, and that'll leave you a lot of room to stuff this pepper with. Now, we're gonna need to actually clean that one out. And then you're gonna have leftover pepper that you can actually cut and use inside of your recipes. The second one, we still have a large one, but you would just cut straight down the middle. And that way you have two halves that you can actually stuff. Now you can see it's gonna give you a little smaller portions, but it does give you the ability to kind of cut your serving size in half that you can feed more. And our third pepper, is to cut it down the center here. And then you still have two halves. Now, the only thing I would caution about this side is you have your stem in here. So when you clean it out, it still leaves a little bit of that core, but it does give you, again, two portions that you can actually stuff. Okay, so here's what's left over from the cutting of the peppers to your preferred stuffing method. I like adding these few peppers because it gives a nice pop of color to your mixture, whichever you choose, but it gives it a little bit of color when you're with your finished product. Now, before we get started, I'd like to introduce you to my Instant Pot family. Yes, I have two Instant Pots. Don't judge me. But don't overlook my Instant Pot air fryer. I mean, between my Instant Pot gadgets, I rarely turn my stove on. Oh, and yeah, the electric wine opener in the corner, it isn't manufactured by Instant Pot, but it is definitely part of my meal prepping routine. Let's get started cooking our chicken breast. I take thawed chicken breasts and I season them. I use a little salt, pepper. I love to add garlic powder. And then I season them and add them to the silver pan within the Instant Pot. Now, here is the key to anything you cook with in the Instant Pot. You need liquid. There is a little cup that came with the Instant Pot that you can fill with either water. I like to use chicken broth when I'm cooking chicken. It just gives it a little bit more flavor and a little bit more of a pop kick there. We're then going to put the top on. You'll hear a chime. We're going to close the valve in the back to make sure that it can pressurize and the food can cook. And we will select pressure cook. And we are going to cook it for 8 minutes. 8 minutes, that's it. And here is your finished product. Your chicken breast is all ready to go. Now, here's a little money saving tip. I actually like to get my chicken from Costco or Sam's. I get it in a big pack for about $6. Cook it all in the Instant Pot, shred it up, and then I am good to go. I can use it for tacos later. I can use it for soups. I can use it for chicken salad, but it's all there, and I probably paid about $6 for it. Now that we have our chicken underway, we're going to use our Instant Pot again, and we're going to work with our ground beef. So we clean the pot out, and we're going to go ahead and saute our ground beef. We can saute it literally right in the pan by pressing the saute function. And I'm actually going to add in a couple of onions and mushrooms and just kind of saute it all together. The benefit of the Instant Pot is when you're having one pot cooking, you turn it on saute. It's like you're frying in a pan or you're cooking over the stove in one pan. So you just put it on. You don't put the top on it. You just sit there and kind of mix everything in. And you saute it so you can cook your ground beef. I added in then my mushrooms and onions, and we are good to go. Perfect. So now we've cooked everything in the Instant Pot. Let's talk a little bit about what we have. We have 3 versions. The first version is our beef version, and our beef version has our beef. And I like to use tomato paste because it gives it a little thicker consistency. Peppers have a more liquid consistency, so I like to use the tomato paste, but a lot of people like to use marinara sauce, and I love Ralph's. Next up, we have our vegetarian, which is just some quinoa and brown rice, corn and beans in there, and I added those peppers. If you can see, I added the peppers in that we cut up from here. And last but not least is that shredded chicken that we did. Remember we did that in the Instant Pot earlier? Of course, I sauteed some onions and mushrooms. You guys saw that, and I added it, put a little garlic salt or pepper on top of that. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, well, it is time to cook our peppers. Let's revisit what we need. Again, your Instant Pot comes with a silver rack and also a white cup. The silver rack is what you're going to put inside of your Instant Pot so that your peppers are not sitting in that water. You're still going to need that liquid. In this case, I just use regular water. You don't necessarily need any chicken broth or anything. So we're going to go ahead, put those peppers on that rack, close it until we hear it chime. Turn our valve over to sealing, and then we are going to cook it for, get ready, 0 minutes. 0 minutes. Turn it down to 0 and walk away. And here you have it, your finished product. I like to top mine with a little cheese and a little bit of cilantro or parsley on top, and you're good to go. I used Gouda, but you can use any cheese that you like. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Can't wait to see what you have in store for your Instant Pot. Follow me at Cooking in an Instant with Sonia for more tips and tricks on cooking those instant meals in your Instant Pot.